What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a replay cast. It's been a long time since I've done one of these bad boys. I'm looking forward to it. We've got Sn0w versus the number 2 Zerg player in the world right now on the ladder. The number 2 player in general, actually, on the ladder. He's got over 100 games played. Is over 2750 in MMR. He's just been tearing it up. To give you guys some reference, the other top 5 players right now, or top 10 players, have less than 50 games played, all except for Tengu, who has over 300. So most players are just getting a few good games in there, bumping up their score really, really high, and then just kind of leaving that account and, you know, not playing on that account. So keeping their score very, very high and holding that spot. But players like this guy here, we're going to call him number 2. Just because we can. He's actually playing a ton of games. He's just going off, trying to get better, you know, not really worrying about that score, but just putting in a whole lot of games and being very, very successful on the ladder. Kind of a barcode account here. This is one of those weird barcodes that isn't actually a barcode, but it functions pretty similarly to it. We've got just V's and W's all back to back to back. It's kind of hard to tell what that actually is, but if you're playing against someone who's, you know, 2750 and you see this code, you're gonna get used to seeing that. You know, there's not a whole lot of people who have that exact code or a code similar to this who are at that high of a level. So Sn0w most likely knows what or who this player is. He's probably played him before. Looks like that probe did get picked off there at the front. Sn0w's gone for a gateway expansion here. He's got the Nexus back here. And his first couple of zealots are just sitting on defense right here at the natural. And the third zealot should be popping out in just a moment. That'll lead him to throw down that forge. He'll be able to clog up these few areas. Actually, this area right here and 2 zealots here should do the trick. Back at home, we've got gas mining. We're going to find out pretty soon what number 2 is going to do here. So far, just having a lone drone here at the front. Not getting that to work. That's not a good look there. How did you get to this high of a MMR without optimizing your drones? I'm not sure. It's like, I think, oh, there we go. Ling speed just finished it up. Maybe this is the way he did it, boys. Maybe he did it with Ling all-ins. We're gonna find out here. We've got 3 drones incoming. He starts the layer after the Ling speed. Very interesting. So if there's a Ling all-in, it's the time has almost passed already. So we've got a forge here in the main. It means cybernetic core in the natural. I like this. It's a little greedy, but Sn0w's gotten away with it thus far, and that means that his forge is not under threat of being lost. It's not going to be lost here to a Hydralisk bust, so he will get that upgrade basically no matter what, unless the game just ends. And a Stargate on the way here. More drones hatching out. That Ling speed, funnily enough, he's not going to do some sort of Ling all-in. I feel like it's a lot better to get the layer first before you get Ling speed, because, I mean, Ling speed's not gonna, having that Ling speed a little bit faster is not really gonna help you in this situation, but having the layer a little bit faster might save you from losing a couple of overlords here. Is he just gonna build? Yeah, looks like a spire is gonna go down here behind this mineral patch, and I think that he's gonna lose some overlords here. I'm pretty sure you lose overlords in this situation. I haven't been playing a lot of games lately. I've been pretty busy, but I think I still have that timing at least in my mind. We should be losing overlords here. We've got 1 overlord down in the bottom right. We've got 1 overlord here, 1 overlord here. So lots of opportunities for damage for this first Corsair that's going to come screaming across the map. He wants to find out if he needs any more cannons. Is there going to be a Hydralisk attack incoming? He's gonna find out here that nothing is on the way, just some additional hatcheries and a lot more drones. So he'll be able to push out a little bit with these zealots, try to force some more reactions from his opponent, and start to shark around looking for kills with this Corsair. Hasn't found one yet, and the Spire is almost done. So he will find, I think, this Overlord here. He's actually kind of panicking right now. Where's the Overlord? Where's the Overlord? We got to start hitting an Overlord here. Okay, he does start hitting the Overlord before the Spire finishes, which means even if this turns into a Scourge, he should be able to kill this Overlord before the Scourge come forward and kill off that Corsair. Now, Zealots are moving in here. He's going to block the ramp against the Zealots here on the right-hand side, but the Sunken Colony finishes here in the third base. This is a pretty good hold so far by number 2. Number 2 has a nice setup here as well. He can really block things up with these eggs. I don't like that positioning. I haven't really seen this exact positioning before, but it looks nice. And it seems like it does the job, although I think you can slip through right here with the Zealots, potentially. It's like some Scourge are looking around for those Corsairs, so haven't been able to spot them yet. We've got 1 kill there and 2 kills on this Corsair. He's managed to get some pretty decent kills from these air units thus far. Gonna send those back home because he wants to eventually get to that 5-6 Corsair count with that +1. It'll be the breaking point when he can actually fight these Scourge a little bit. Gonna get those home safely. And basically turned out how I expected. 2 Overlords killed. Not a lot of damage being done though with the Zealots. I really expected Sn0w to do a little bit more with those. Now we've got a bunch of Mutas coming out here. And number 2's done a great job of defending and getting himself to this point. But how is he going to do with his Mutalisks here? They've been completely spotted out by this Zealot. Sn0w is completely aware of that. He's going to track down that 1 Zealot, but that's a money scout there. He knows 100% that he needs another cannon. Potentially in this mineral line. Looks like there's the cannon right there. And he's going to continue to produce Corsairs here in order to defend this Mutalisk threat. DT on the map now. 4th base coming down for number 2. Upgrades are coming here. Just a singular attack upgrade for number 2. We've got 1 more armor coming here for Sn0w. So that armor +1 is going to be coming up here. First engagement with the Corsairs and Mutalisks, dealing a lot of damage to those Mutas. My goodness. Putting many of them in the red and avoiding the Scourge as well. Sn0w doing a great job keeping himself alive against this Mutalisk threat. DT's looking for damage, but things seem sewn up tight for our Zerg player. He doesn't have Overlord speed just yet, but he will have that soon. Oh, almost getting that DT. You really do want to keep the DT alive here on the map. It's super important to place it in a location where you think that the Zerg might want to take their 4th base, or excuse me, their 5th base, because the 4th has already been established, just so that you can know immediately when that's being taken and kind of react appropriately. Mutalisk getting a few pot shots there. DT has returned home. Scourge have not gotten any connections thus far, and we have an Archon out here now ready to fight. A couple of Templars are coming forward. Mutalisk, 5 of them are enough to one-shot a probe. He gets 1. Is forced back though by this safety cannon here in the natural mineral line of Sn0w. Sn0w actually going across the map now, looking for a potential fight here. A lot of Hydras have been produced by number 2. His drone count is looking fantastic. His Hydralisk count is looking fearsome. And this overwhelming force of Scourge will come in to threaten Sn0w if he does indeed fully engage with this force. Here we go. He's coming forward, taking some damage there. There's a great storm. Connections on these Corsairs. Quite a few of them going down. Not focusing on the Scourge there, but he cleans up the majority of the Mutalisks. Mutalisks are getting cleaned up there. Nice target fire with the Archon, but most of the Corsairs have gone down. Backing up now with these Hydras. Going to be able to focus down that Archon, I think. Ooh, great shots there on the drones, but not getting as many kills as he would like. A lot of the drones do get away scot-free. Zealot reinforcements have arrived. Hydras are fighting, and more have rallied forward. He really wants to get in on these drones and get as many kills as he can, but this Archon's just going to be left for dead. A flank of Hydras making its way over here to this side. Almost managed to pick off one of those Templars. Second Storm goes down, but misses a lot of this. A lot of the Zealots are getting very, very low as the Hydras start to clean everything up. And number 2 pushes him back. Sn0w has been held off. Brilliant play there by number 2, holding on with just pure Hydra, a few Scourge, and a few Muta. His macro, really impressive here, 380 right now. I'm very curious who this guy is. He's playing like a magician here against Sn0w, who's incredibly hard. Difficult man to hold. He doesn't have an advantage so far in this game, but look at how many Hydras he's managed to pump out. That is crazy. That's so many Hydras. Really overwhelming numbers here by number 2, who should be looking to take a 5th base now. 5th base in the top left-hand corner. DT's already on the prowl for that, but he should spot it with the Overlord and may be able to react in time. Meanwhile, the defense on the high ground is difficult to break. Sn0w should be able to hold here, but he needs to hang back and wait for an overwhelming number of Dragoons. He's been hitting his macro, sitting at 300 APM, but that ain't shit compared to number 2, who's got almost 400. That man is blazingly fast. More Dragoons coming to the fore. 8 gateways here, 9 gateways in fact, pumping out an immense number of units, but the upgrades are starting to lag a little bit. He's only got 2 upgrades, or 1 upgrade going at a time, so 2 upgrades are complete, whereas we're going to be catching up here. Number 2, double upgrades are rolling, and lurkers are on the field now. Get some Hydras up here in the top left. He's going to start to split this map. Taking the upper left quadrant is a big moment. We'll have to see Sn0w decide whether he wants to try to bust this location or if he wants to come in here and try to fight this again. I don't know if this is going to be fighting through this area is going to be a good idea. Where are all the lurkers we had earlier? Let me just zoom out a bit and take a look for those lurkers. More lurkers being produced up here in the top left. We're having little skirmishes in the middle of the map. Lings are popping out in high number now. And it appears that Sn0w wants to try and come through this direction. Maybe hit this 3rd base here with just a few Zealots. Yeah, there's a few Zealots going to come through here. They're going to be a bit of a distractionary force right now, so that he can try to hit this high ground. And these are not set up right now. Lurkers are just sitting here, not ready for this. And even if they were ready, I don't think he could have held on. So Sn0w is going to get up here, very efficiently take out this 5th base. And I'd love to see more hatches thrown down right now by number 2 all over this bottom right. He's not going to be able to save this location. Sn0w just going to leave an auxiliary force here on the high ground to deal with this, get rid of this base, and the rest of his army is going to head back. But can it be surrounded and killed here as it retreats? Number 2 is going to try it. He's bringing up a bunch of lurkers and Hydras trying to surround this force here, but coming down from the high ground through a bit of a choke. He's trying to spread out as best he can. A lot of overlords are here, funnily enough, being caught up in this rally, I guess. Some of the drag clicks here being sent forward by number 2, bringing up those overlords. Luckily, they don't all end up dying, but he's not able to surround and kill this army, and Sn0w will fall back and live to fight another day. He's still got this force up here on the high ground as well that can kind of hold this position here and prevent his opponent from easily taking back this high ground. Now that he's dodged that storm, though, I guess he will be able to get up here and clear this out. Now we've got +2/+1 actually done for the Hydras. They're sitting on even upgrades here to it. The Protoss, a lot of lurkers over here are not burrowed right now. This is a bit of a problem. Lurkers here on the high ground are going to be able to fight, but the Hydras over here are going to end up getting surrounded. One lurker is going to come up. Maybe he can get this Templar, but he won't be getting much more than that. More bases being thrown down. This is exactly what I was talking about. Double expand down here to the bottom right, because the Protoss is frankly really focused on defending and attacking over here to the top left. He's going to be taking this big fight here. Wow, a lot of Lings running forward here. It looks like a Ling attack speed is not actually done yet. Seems like Crackling is not finished. Oh, maybe it is actually. That is some pretty fast attack speed from these Lings here, running forward and actually taking out a lot of this army. He's going to trap the remainder up here on the high ground. And man, this guy has some serious macro. Pretty insane what he's able to put together here. What he's been able to pump out of these hatches. He's got another double upgrade coming here. He's going to actually go for Ling upgrades now and mounting this high ground. Sn0w on the back foot. He's going to lose that 5th base, so not able to secure a 5th base here. Whereas number 2 has this 5th base established. Now, whether or not he can hold this position, it's going to be up to these lurkers here. They were on hold position. Actually, they were on hold position, funnily enough. Are going to be able to hold off a lot of these zealots, and Sn0w not going to want to throw these away for nothing here against these zealots, so he's not even going to commit to killing this hatchery or these drones, which is great news for number 2. All of these are going to end up going down pretty shortly here, as they've all been surrounded by a ton of Hydras and Lings. There they go. Every single one of them getting picked off, and Sn0w's follow-up force is looking pretty puny. Not a whole lot here, and look at the supply, 164. He's even on that supply. Now, a lot of that is going to be in this counterattack, and it'll be up to Sn0w to defend this properly. He doesn't have anything over here. No storms, no zealots to back this up. Now, finally bringing up some zealots. He's going to take a couple of storms here, but his army is sadly out of position. A lot of it is coming up from the southern flank here, and the probes have been pulled away. Zealots and Templar are mounting this high ground, but this is a difficult position to push through now with all these lurkers here and not a whole lot of Dragoons to speak of. He's going to have a hard time breaking through here. He's coming from the left and the right-hand side, but doesn't even have an observer with this army. It looks like not. I guess the observers were picked off. And guys, I just want you to take a quick look at the mini-map right now and see how much vision is present here. It feels like Sn0w is getting bopped right now. He had some good moments where he was kind of fighting back, but the overwhelming part of this game has just been number 2 smashing through positions, overwhelming armies, and just having more stuff than his Protoss opponent, which is something that should not be overlooked. That's a serious accomplishment. To be able to out macro Sn0w is incredibly impressive. Picking off a few overloads here. Another base going up at the top left. Looks like everything's been pushed away down here, and another base has been established in the bottom right as well. So as Sn0w really starts to mine out here, he's only on 1 base mining at this point. Our Zerg is going to really explode out onto the map. Some great storms here. We're running out of a bulk of our army for Sn0w. He's just got a few Dragoons left over. It's like this Archon man getting picked off as well. It's just being damaged by that lurker there. Unfortunate stuff for Sn0w as he sends this army forward. He's not looking to actually take any fights with these fresh bases that have come up here. It's beyond that. We can't really do that anymore. We actually have to get in and kill the Zerg player now, and I don't think it's going to be possible. We've got Defilers out here in the front. The first plague goes down, and that may spell the death knell of our Protoss hero. Sn0w is being torn asunder right now. His army is just slowly making its way up this ramp, but the army coming out of number 2 here is pretty insane. There's so many links popping out, and this base, I tell you, does not matter right now. This is a nothing base for number 2. He's gonna be able to send a lot of those through the Nidus and go ahead and start mining down here in the bottom right. He really doesn't care if this gets broken. Aside from losing these 2 macro hatches, he's still got plenty of macro hatches around the map to work with. He's going to be fine. And with the Dark Swarm now here, these Dragoons are not going to be able to do much. And Sn0w continuing to try and push up here is not going to be a winning strategy. He's back on 2 base, at least for the time being. He's got these 2 bases established, but he's yet to take this fresh base up here at the 12 o'clock. And our Zerg just has way too much to work with. Wow, what a storm there. Dealing so much damage, killing so many lings there, but this small roaming army is going to end up walking over top of a ton of lurkers. Looks like he will pick those off without losing too much, but he has lost a lot of shields here, and the army is kind of massive right now for our Zerg. He could potentially come up here and maybe clear this out, but at what cost? It's going to be his entire army forced into a kind of a bad position where it could be surrounded, and he does not have a 5th base here yet. I'm going to try and break up here. All right, that was a pretty good storm actually breaking that position, but so many sunken colonies get morphed here. I really, you know what? I really like this Zerg player. He knows exactly what's up. He realizes, like, you're going to have to break one of these positions, and I'm just going to make it as hard as possible for you to do so. He's added on a ton of sunken colonies here, and he's going to continue to add on more. He could start to add sunken colonies here as well. This is a great play. I would love to see a spore colony here at the front as well. A couple of lurkers here. It's just so hard to break through. Really, it's so difficult, and looks like maybe we're going to see Sn0w try to come up here, but an immense number of units can pop through this Nidus to defend this location, and I don't think Sn0w will be able to make any progress. He's realized that as well, so he's falling back on a 5th base here. His army has grown once again up to 176 supply at least, but he's really starting to run low on the minerals at his 2 remaining bases. These 2 Archons are going to get picked off for free. That's unfortunate. Trying to push southward here. Some good storms on some of these lurkers, and shoving back quite a few of these units from number 2. However, the overwhelming army here of the Zerg just pouring in from every different angle. Storms are really the only thing keeping Sn0w in this game right now, and also the potential for this 5th base to come up, although he's got nothing up here to defend it. Had these units, these few units, been sent up here to deny, I think Sn0w might have just tapped out right there. He's losing the rest of his army though, and as that army falls, there's not going to be any way to defend that 12 o'clock. There's not going to be any way that he can take this game, and GG is called. Sn0w taps out, and number 2 takes him down. God, I would love to know who this player actually is. So impressive. Getting to the top of the ladder and taking on legends like Sn0w. An incredibly impressive showcase here of this mysterious Zerg phenomenon. I don't know who he is, but I hope we'll see more of him in the future. Guys, this has been a return to the ladder series here on the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.